July 31. The small acts of simplicity, humility, and self-abasement in which the great saints took so much delight. Aiming to remain unnoticed by the world and shield themselves from the temptations of vainglory, were executed with great excellence in the art and fervor of divine love. These acts were more pleasing to God than the grand and notable deeds of many others performed with little charity and devotion. The sacred bride pierced the heart of her spouse with a single strand of her hair, thereby showing us that even the most insignificant and small exercises in a soul captivated by holy love are greatly pleasing to the divine majesty. Theotimus, Book 11, Capsap 4. On many occasions, St. Francis de Sales demonstrated his devotion to the great Saint Ignatius of Loyola, founder of the Society of Jesus. Notably, when he traveled from Annecy to Chambéry to preach in his honor on the days when the Jesuit fathers commemorated him even before his canonization. He said that he had absorbed this devotion with the teachings at the Clermont College in Paris, later in Padua, and most notably in Rome, where he found special satisfaction visiting the tomb of the saint. There, he could draw directly from the great spirit of fervor, zeal, and piety that God had infused in the soul of Saint Ignatius and his first companions. In 1619, on July 31st, he spoke about Saint Loyola in the Jesuit church in Paris. Reverend Father Binet recounted that when he asked our saint to give that sermon, he said, "We come, Monseigneur, to ask you to preach for the feast of our Blessed Father on the condition that you do not give another sermon." Francis, smiling, replied, "Truly, my father, what you ask is unjust both for the blessed and the preacher. Unjust for the blessed because the subject is as rich as the material for sermons, and for the preacher, it deprives him of the opportunity to fill his heart and spirit with the maxims and virtues of the blessed, to then proclaim them to the people of God." Reflection of July 31st. St. Francis de Sales offers us a spiritual lesson rooted in humility and divine love. He contends that small acts of simplicity and humility, performed with genuine fervor and love for God, are more valuable and pleasing in the divine eyes than grand and conspicuous works done without charity and devotion. He uses the metaphor of the sacred bride, whose simple act of love was enough to captivate her spouse, to illustrate that in a soul filled with holy love, even the most insignificant actions are exceedingly pleasing to the divine majesty. St. Francis especially values humility and the desire to remain unnoticed by the world, seeking not personal glory, but genuine love for God. This spirit of humility guards against the temptations of vainglory and fosters a sincere focus on divine service. Additionally, St. Francis de Sales expresses deep devotion to Saint Ignatius of Loyola, founder of the Society of Jesus. This devotion, absorbed through his educational formation, stems from an appreciation for the fervor, zeal, and piety infused in Saint Ignatius and his companions. St. Francis emphasizes the importance of absorbing the spirit and virtues of the saints so that these teachings can be shared with others. Through this reflection, St. Francis teaches us to value humility and true devotion, suggesting that the smallest and humblest acts, when performed with pure love, are what truly transcend and please the Creator. Moreover, he invites us to find inspiration in the lives and works of the saints so that their virtues may be integrated into our own spiritual lives and shared with the community of faith.